I feel like in society today, too many people are isolated from each other. People live in these apartments in which they live alone or with a few friends, and they don't really have many opportunities to really meet other people. And I think a co-op changes that a big extent.
I have in the past lived in in a house with like 8 people.
Did you like it?
Well, honestly, it was kind of a disaster, like realistically. And it started off really great, but then it kind of devolved because nobody would clean up, and then it just sort of got out of control, and people retreated to their rooms. So yeah, it didn't end up working for us. Yeah.
Would you ever consider like living in a place like a co-op that has more rules to it? Like,
You know what? If there were rules, I think it'd probably work better. I think maybe I would at some point. I mean, 'cause I like living with people. I like people being around. But yeah, there would have to be a pretty good system, and people would have to actually stick to it. Yeah.
I think the fact that people transitioning in and out is kind of the culture of the co-ops, and one aspect of it that makes it good for a learning experience, and kind of figuring out what kind of people you want to live with and what kind of culture you want to have in your life, because the culture is constantly changing. But once you figure out what kind of lifestyle you want to live and what kind of living situation you want, then you might want it to stay that way.
Do you see co-ops as more kind of student-oriented things, or do you think they could also work for postgrads and basically anything?
Oh, I think they can work for anybody, but it just depends on your personality. I mean, if you think about like the 80s and the 90s, I mean, the whole thing was about, getting your own house and having your own family and your own place to stay. But we're really big fans of the idea of sharing community and sharing resources. Instead of having to pay for a sitter, all the kids kind of come together and there's one person who takes care of them. And so it sort of relieves the burden of just having like your individual nuclear unit that you can rely on other people. So yeah, the short answer, yes. But I think based on sort of the economy and what's available in terms of resources, I think that it's highly likely that people living in co-ops would be a growing phenomenon.